Have you ever wondered why some software engineers might not want to become managers? It's a common assumption that climbing the career ladder means moving from coding to management. Taking the reins, calling the shots, and leading the team. But here's a twist in the tale. Not every engineer dreams of becoming a manager. Quite a few prefer staying in their technical lanes, comfortably immersed in code. Intriguing, isn't it? So let's delve into this and find out why. Firstly, moving into management often means less hands-on coding. Imagine waking up one day and finding that the keyboard you once danced on is replaced with spreadsheets, reports, and a seemingly endless string of meetings. For many engineers, this shift could be like asking a painter to stop painting or a musician to stop playing their instrument. The joy of creating, problem-solving, and seeing the tangible results of their work is what drew them to engineering in the first place. The thrill of cracking a complex algorithm or the satisfaction of optimizing a piece of code can be a source of immense pleasure for them. The very thought of stepping away from this creative process to take up managerial tasks might seem like a trade-off they're not willing to make. For them, coding isn't just a job. It's a passion, and they're not ready to give it up. Another reason is the increased administrative tasks that come with a management role. See, when you're a software engineer, your primary focus is on building, testing, and refining code. But as a manager, you'll find yourself dealing with a whole new set of responsibilities. You'll find yourself buried under paperwork, from creating reports to signing off on expenses. You'll have to keep a keen eye on budgets, ensuring your projects stay within financial constraints. Then there's scheduling. You'll be juggling timelines, milestones, and deadlines, coordinating between different teams, and sometimes even different time zones. And let's not forget the meetings. Oh, the meetings. They can eat into your day like nothing else. These administrative duties are a crucial part of keeping the wheels turning smoothly. However, not everyone finds their groove in these tasks. They can feel mundane, almost bureaucratic, and far removed from the creative problem-solving they enjoy in coding. For some, these tasks can feel mundane and far removed from the creative problem-solving they enjoy in coding. Next, we have people management. Now, this is a big one. Being a software engineer is predominantly about dealing with code, right? Well, becoming a manager includes an entirely different challenge: dealing with people. And let's be honest, people can be a lot more unpredictable than code. Managing people involves several complex tasks. For starters, there's conflict resolution. Disagreements are bound to happen in any team. And as a manager, it's your job to mediate, find common ground, and foster a positive work environment. Then there's handling underperformance. It's not always easy to tell someone they're not meeting expectations or to make tough calls about their role in the team. Plus, navigating team dynamics can be like walking a tightrope. Balancing different personalities, motivating individuals, and building a cohesive team that works well together is no small feat. In essence, people management requires a whole new set of skills, and quite frankly, not everyone is naturally inclined or equipped to handle these challenges. Being a manager can also come with higher stress levels. Imagine the pressure of being not just responsible for your own work, but also for the performance, deadlines, and outcomes of an entire team. The stakes are higher, and so is the burden of accountability. Each project deadline feels like a ticking time bomb, and every performance review is a reflection of your leadership. The success of the team rests on your shoulders, and that's a weight that can keep you up at night. This heightened stress can potentially lead to burnout. Juggling the demands of your superiors, the needs of your team, and the relentless march of project deadlines can be a draining endeavor. The risk of burnout is real, and it's a challenge that can take a toll on both your professional and personal life. This added pressure isn't for everyone. Then there's the potential loss of technical edge and the shift from depth to breadth. As a software engineer, you're in the trenches daily, keeping your coding skills sharp and up to date. However, as a manager, you might find yourself less involved in the day-to-day coding, which can lead to a gradual decrease in your technical sharpness over time. It's like a sword that isn't regularly honed. It starts losing its edge. In addition to this, management roles often require a broader overview of projects. Instead of deep diving into specific technical details, you might find yourself juggling an array of tasks, from project planning to resource allocation. Your focus shifts from solving intricate technical puzzles to handling a wider scope of issues related to project execution and team management. This transition from the minutiae to the macro can be quite jarring. For those who love the technical details, this can be a hard pill to swallow. A managerial role can also mean a change in peer group and different evaluation metrics. Transitioning into management can shift your social dynamics at work. Your former peers become your reports, and your new peers are fellow managers. This can alter the camaraderie you once shared as you now hold different responsibilities and face distinct challenges. There might even be a sense of isolation as you straddle the boundary between the executive team and the engineering team. Moreover, your performance is no longer just about your technical prowess. As a manager, you're evaluated on your team's success, your leadership skills, and your ability to meet deadlines and deliver results. The metrics are more subjective, which can be a different ballgame for engineers who are used to concrete, quantifiable outcomes. This shift can be quite a change, and not everyone is comfortable with it. Finally, there are several other reasons worth mentioning. The first is the time demands of management. Being a manager often means juggling multiple tasks at once, from attending back-to-back meetings to responding to urgent emails and issues. Unlike coding, where you can often find yourself in a flow state, management requires constant context switching, which can be mentally exhausting. Next, there's the need to make tough calls. In a management role, you'll often find yourself at the crossroads of difficult decisions. Whether it's deciding who to lay off during budget cuts, which project to cancel due to lack of resources, or how to reallocate team members for maximum efficiency, these are not easy choices to make. They require a solid backbone, the ability to detach emotionally, and often the willingness to be the bad guy. Then there's the potential lack of training or skills. Not all engineers feel they have the necessary training or skills to manage people effectively. Management is a whole different ballgame, requiring skills in areas like conflict resolution, team building, and motivational techniques. Without proper training, stepping into a management role can feel like being thrown into the deep end. Lastly, there's the fear of failure. As an engineer, your mistakes are often confined to your code and can usually be fixed before anyone else notices. But as a manager, your failures are more visible and have wider repercussions. If a project fails or a team member underperforms, it reflects directly on your abilities as a leader. This fear of failure and its potential consequences can be a significant deterrent for many engineers considering a switch to management. These factors can all contribute to an engineer's hesitation to step into a management role. It's important to remember that while these challenges are real, they're not insurmountable. With the right mindset, training, and support, it's possible to overcome these hurdles and thrive in a management role. So we've taken a look at some of the reasons why a software engineer might not want to become a manager. Starting with the shift away from coding, we've seen how the change in role can mean less hands-on technical work, a prospect not everyone relishes. We've discussed the increased responsibilities that come with management, from paperwork to scheduling, people management to conflict resolution. We've also delved into the potential for higher stress and burnout that comes with the responsibility of overseeing a team's performance and meeting deadlines. The potential loss of technical sharpness due to less involvement in day-to-day coding and a shift towards a broader overview of projects rather than technical details was another point of consideration. We've considered how the transition to management can change one's peer group and the dynamics with former peers. We've also touched on how the performance metrics change, shifting from individual technical accomplishments to the success of the team. The demands on time, the necessity to make hard decisions, the potential lack of training, and the fear of failure were also among the challenges we discussed. We've also raised the concern of job mobility and the potential impact on work-life balance. Ultimately, the decision to transition into management is a personal one that should be made after careful consideration of one's strengths, interests, and long-term career aspirations.